Well, another weekend is here. This time, the African players, at least the African players going to the African Cup of Nations, have left their teams. What would this mean for some of the teams? How will this impact the match day 18 games, especially in the Premier League? Well, we'll talk about all that and more this morning. But first, let's start with Aston Villa against Manchester United. For Manchester United, practically their best player of the season is out of this one. Probably their second or third best player, I don't know how you put it, Amad Diallo, is also out. And yet they face, for me, maybe one of their biggest tests, if not their biggest tests of the season. Aston Villa, a ferocious, a rampaging Aston Villa who are beating Arsenal, beating Manchester City. Did they beat Chelsea? I think they played out a draw. Just yeah. So a team that knows how to take out big teams. We got Benghazi in the house. I think we should welcome Benghazi to the Global Lens studio. Welcome Benghazi. And so I'll start with you. How do you think the absence of Amad Diallo, Dranibemo, and Masraoui will affect Manchester United this game?
I think Man is going to suffer a lot. It's all these people that they are out. And even if you look at their play, even with all these people, they are still
suffering.
Talkless of all these people not in their squad. So they are going to have a lot of problems.
Whoever highest goal scorer for Manchester United so far this season, Amad Diallo is
so. I don't think even in this journey, Aston Villa match, I don't think even the coach will use his normal way, like 3 dimensional. So it's going to be like 4. Because even Casemiro is out.
Yeah, he's suspended, 5 yellow cards.
Yeah, so which means they are going to have a lot of problems. Well, actually, I don't see them winning this game. I see them struggling.
And it has been built up.
Yeah, I see them struggling because every other team, even Arsenal or what team, struggle against Aston Villa at the Villa Park. So
complex of
Man U that they are not even
basketball.
Yeah, they are not even get at hand. So I see them struggling in this match. I see them struggling because the coach will need to bring on another tactics with the absence of all these people. So I don't see Man U winning this match and even playing very well. Empty camp is the name of football. But to me, I don't think Man U is going to win.
For hard, the guys talked about another tactics. I have always believed that this Manchester United team is best suited for the 4-2-3-1 formation. You know, maybe when everybody's fit, they need a Martinez at the centre backs, Shaw and maybe Dalot or Maguire as full backs, midfield Ugarte as the blocking for, Meno as the CM, Bruno as the AM, you know, Koa on the left, Bemo on the right, Sesko as the number 9. Do you think this may be the time for him to do that? Some may not come in from the bench against Bournemouth and do, you know, fairly well. Is this the time for him to switch it up and go 4-2-3-1?
Well, if you look at the man that's coming this weekend, I think you might want to switch up that because there's been a lot of reports. There have been reports that they've been trying the 4-4 formation actually training. Because we all know Buemo and Amanda are actually going up to our so they're trying to play trying to see how they can actually play without Ahmad and Buemo. But then I still feel he stuck to his guns against them Bournemouth and when he got in Mino, I think one of the reasons why he has always been said, Mino can't play as the because we all know United right now they use the DM and the central midfielder the
Casemiro and Bruno.
So I think one of the reasons why I have said, Mino has to be fighting for his place with Bruno.
But this game, we saw him bring Mino in for Casemiro. We saw him partner both Bruno and Mino, and from that partnership came about 3 goals.
Yeah. But if you look at the partnership too as well, we consider goals from midfield too as well. I think one of the reasons why United has been considering a whole lot from midfield because of the old legs we have now. Look at Casemiro, look at Bruno.
Bruno 31, Casemiro 32, Bruno 34.
Which other team in the Premier League has the midfield as old as United? I don't think many things really.
Combined age of about 65 years old.
If you look at Manchester City, their midfielders are not as old as United. Look at Arsenal, look at Chelsea, look at Liverpool too as well. So for one, that's United's problem. The old legs, and they are not able to run as well. And so if you look at Mino is not this type of player that is defensively is not as solid defensively. So I don't think that's why he has always been saying primarily that Mino and Bruno partnership can work together. And I think probably we saw it from against Bournemouth as well. Yeah, we scored goals, but then we conceded goals too as well from the midfield partnership of Bruno and Mino too as well. So when it comes to the match against Aston Villa, you might want to stick because you all know I'm going to the rest of them. So you might want to stick with the three at the back. But then if he's sticking with the three at the back, that leaves him with limited options.
But talking about the options, guys, let's try and fill in the gaps here. So there are at least 3 gaps to be filled in this team for Aston Villa. First, let's start with the midfield. Casemiro absent, who partners Bruno? And well, the options are Ugarte, Meno, what else? Yeah, that's all.
They have limited options. Even in their defense, Maguire is out.
David
is out. And also this Moroccan guy is
Masraoui is also out.
So they have really limited options.
And Eddie Neville and Yoro are not doing really well.
We saw their partnership against Bournemouth.
It's not working. Do you think Martinez will be ready to start? He has come up for bench for like.
I think in this case, they have no option.
They go to put in Martinez.
Yes, they have no option.
Okay, but tell me, which partners Bruno now in the absence of Casemiro?
Is Mino.
Mino comes in?
Yeah, so.
Against Amadou Onana. You know that Aston Villa. Abubakar Kamara and possibly Richard. I mean, are you sure Mino and Bruno can hold that the physicality of that Aston Villa?
I don't think you want to.
I feel like they need to get it. Maybe someone that cannot running. I don't think
you want to go with the midfield against Aston. I think you still want to go with that. If he does, even if he uses the fourth team, I think you still want to go with that and Bruno in the midfield. Because Mino might probably come on this and second.
Okay. I think that's better.
Yeah, because we all know, even though Ugarte is not has not been up to standard, I think you still want to play.
Yeah, you still prefer to use Ugarte.
Yeah. But one thing Ugarte will give you, may not be so technically or but you give the work to run around that against those Amadou Onana people. You need somebody who can go run around. Don't kick anybody. Don't kick anybody. Don't make sure that you disrupt. Don't just kick. And then the more important positions. Right wing back where Ahmad is.
I feel you have to.
There's no choice.
You have to bring it down back.
Which means Dogu goes left.
Dogu has to go to left. And let's not forget, they are playing against Lana. They are going to Villa Park. And United did not, in the last four games at Villa Park, they won. They had 2 draws. They lost 1, they won 1. So that shows you they've not really had the best of time, but then they've not really had
support time
as well. So I think it's 50-50 when it comes to playing at Villa Park. And the thing is, both teams will score goals.
Actually, do you know one surprise about Manchester United this season? That if they play against the team that people think they are going to beat Manchester United, that's what used to surprise people at all. So that's why I say, even though I think Aston Villa can win the match, but it's a game. Man, you can surprise anybody. Because if you look, all their matches against good teams this season, they have been playing very well.
Yeah.
Even against
Arsenal,
Arsenal was lucky.
Yeah. And I think the only good team that they did not really have the performance was City.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, even Tottenham Hotspur, they get
really well.
And the biggest position, who comes in for Burn? How does he organize that from?
That's the conundrum actually, because if you look at I think his impact this season has been immense. I think the other front players, Kunya, Mount, Sesko, they've not really performed like.
But does it help that Sesko is back now, which means maybe you can use Kunya Mount behind?
Yes, Kunya is going to play behind or at the side. and Sesko is going to do that.
Yeah, I think he's going to use Kwa and Mount together. But then I think and also then now it's Sesko up front. Yeah.
There are some people that are also saying bring in Zexi.
Yeah,
I think so that if you still want to go with this first line, still wants to use Mount to rotate him first line, maybe bring in Zexi.
Yeah. And that's another good option. But then I think with Sesko fits right now, I think we want to start Sesko. And yeah, but then he was right now. He has limited options.
Yeah.
Because if even Bemo was around, he won't want to start Sesko. He would still want to stick with that the first nine.
For first nine,
Yeah,
because working, he produced 4 goals last time.
Against Bournemouth. So right now, I think you might have no other option than to start Sesko against them.
Okay, wow. Who wins? Villa Park, Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Right? Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Who wins?
Well, these are two teams that now score. United score.
United can score goals. We don't know about it now. We don't know about it.
The Spain is now successful.
Okay.
I'm going with the 3-1 win for Aston Villa.
I said United now should score.
Yeah,
I only give them one goal now. I only give them one goal. Jenna, person wey sabi score goal, it's not only one goal. Okay, because
Actually, on paper, I think Aston Villa are better than Manchester United. But with the way Manchester have approached all the big teams this season, I'm going to support Manchester United 2-1.
2-1 to Manchester United. Well, you heard from the guys. What do you think? Manchester United against Aston Villa. Does Manchester United win? Does Aston Villa clear another scalp? Let's wait and see. All right, let's talk about another game that promises to give us some fireworks. And I'm talking about Chelsea going to the St. James's Park to take on Newcastle. Well, you know that Newcastle, they are stuff as they come. I mean, if you doubt me, ask Man City. Now they'll collect the best from Newcastle. Newcastle, tough team to play against. Chelsea, don't really know the Chelsea that will turn up. The Chelsea that beat Barcelona, the Chelsea that lost to Sunderland. We don't really know until they start the game. But then, overall, Fahad, Chelsea against Newcastle United at the St. James's Park.
Well, for Chelsea, they not really had it good at St. James's Park. I think last season they lost at St. James's Park. Where Jackson was sent off. So I just feel, but right now this season, Newcastle, yeah, they didn't start the season very well, but I think Ryan they kind of got in their mojo back.
And your Wisa is back. You know, their car got
they will also be related to the fact that they defeated Fulham against Fulham and they will be playing at St. James's Park as well. And though they are coming from a deadly defeat against Sunderland, but that's a Sunderland. But then I still think everything is all about And also, let's not forget, how he challenged players about why he didn't play, why he not played their maximum this season. And I think they gave him a response against Fulham, and they will be looking to give him another response against Chelsea when it comes to the Premier League. And right now, they've got their side back. They still got Nick Potomade as well, who has been scoring this season. And if you look at Chelsea, one thing has been that they've been there's been Achilles heel this season. And scoring goals and also defending as well. Defending has been their Achilles heel this season. But then, so it all depends on if Ufana and Chalobah start the game. I think the partnership of Ufana and Chalobah has appeared through this season. I think 5 clean sheets, 4 clean sheets in 5 or 5 to 6 thereabouts. So if those two start the game, I still feel Chelsea stand a chance of winning the game. And right now, Upama is back to as well. He sat on the game against Cardiff City. Upama is back, scoring goals, and right now they need goals from every angle. And Adriano Garnacho scored against Cardiff City as well. So I think Chelsea Newcastle United should end a draw with both teams being 2-2.
2-2. The guys, let's talk about this Chelsea attack. It's always evolving. Now, Kopama is back. And tell me how you think Chelsea should set up that attack. I mean, Garnacho starts on the left. Where does Kopama come in? Who starts at the number 9? How does that set up? look like
I just think they are going to start with Pedro at the outfront, and Palmer will be and establish out already.
So we have Garnacho on the right. Garnacho or Gittins on the left?
I think with the way Garnacho is playing, if not their character called their last match, I think Garnacho is supposed to start on the match. And I think he's playing very well this season. And it's showing the coach that I want to be in the first team.
And let me ask you, that battle of midfield, who wins it? Because I know it's going to be midfield battle. Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Jonathan versus Reece James. Okay, now that's where another conundrum comes in. That's Chelsea midfield. Because in the absence of Kopama, I think Reece James has really done well. Partnering Casedo with Enzo Fernandez playing in the Kopama. But Kopama is back now. So does Reece James go back to right back for Enzo Fernandez to sit with Casedo so that Kopama can play as the AM? How does he mix it up? Or does he drop Enzo Fernandez totally? Because it looks like James is really playing well in that.
Actually, I just think they will go back to their normal defaults, which Enzo will start at the midfield.
So James goes back to right back.
James will go back to his right back.
So the old gang is back. Which is Casedo, Enzo.
Because I think the three of them, they have very good chemistry.
Yeah, they do. And they have balance.
It's because of injury crisis that made James to come to the midfield.
Casedo brings the solidity, the grit. Enzo brings the carriage, carries the ball forward. And of course, Palmer is the guy that finishes us very well. Okay, so who wins that midfield battle? Enzo, Casedo, and Palmer versus Jolinton, Tonali, Guimaraes.
Actually, me, I will still pick Palmer, Enzo, and Casedo. Because when I talk about the technicality of it, they have it. But I just think the way that Newcastle, they have more physicality.
It's practically playing 3 DMs.
You get the ball.
That club, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabio, where everybody's there and the guys up front just.
So that's the physicality I think Newcastle have. And if you look at, I think both Newcastle and Chelsea this season, they are not that consistent. But just that Newcastle have this, their own form is very good. Yeah. And if you are looking at both teams too, when it comes to scoring goals, both are very good in scoring goals. And when you look at the conceding goals too, both teams concede this. So I just think that kind of match is more of a balanced match. So that is, I know that both teams score, that was certain. But the team that will win the match, but with the Newcastle home advantage, I will tip Newcastle to beat Chelsea.
Okay, all right. I think it's time for us to do the prediction. You already said 2-4, so I guess it's just the for Vegas.
Yeah, I think Newcastle 3-1.
3-1. Maybe even close game.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
Because
Chelsea to Chelsea 3-2, Newcastle to win the game.
Chelsea are not that consistent.
And against top team, I don't really believe so much. All right. So everybody is agreeing that Chelsea no win this weekend. Chelsea fans, sorry, no win for you this weekend. We're so sorry. But if you think otherwise, let us know in the comment section.